What's going on? It takes three.
No, no, no. Hold on. Oh, okay. No,
What's good, y'all?
I'm trying not to go live. Hold on.
It takes three. Gonna let some viewers come in. Lily Wade wants to join your broadcast.
How do you accept it?
Gotta hit that button down
No,
there.
no, it's right there.
That's what I'm saying.
No, that's that's my grandma, right? That's grandma.
You know what you're doing, right?
No, what am I doing?
She about to actually be on the screen.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know how you do that. Hey, Moni. Okay, you can't see my face. There we go. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to go live on my phone, on my page.
It takes three. Episode 4. Family dynamics. We gonna get into it. Waiting for some viewers to come in. What's up to everybody
Waiting on
that's
Olivia
watching?
to get on her thing. So that's how you talk to people?
J. Rodriguez. Yeah. What's up, family?
So, just to brief on what's going to happen, we're going to go over. We gave out a lot of questions this weekend and polled you guys basically to build up to today. So, what we're going to do is just talk about some of the stuff you guys talked about, then give you some tips. Yeah, I'm all screwed today, Friday, long day. Then we're going to do a transparency moment. We're going to give a giveaway. We had somebody sponsor this week. And then we're going to have any questions or concerns. Okay, let me start my live video. Yeah, I'm so happy I got that weave out my hair. I don't know what to do. Okay, are we ready?
What's up, Brittany?
There we go.
Moni, what's good?
Are you on the break today?
Yeah, I can.
You ready? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We got some views over there. So if it look like we got like 3 cameras in front of us, it takes 3. If it's going slow, let us know because it look weird on the screen on this side. So hey Tika, I had called you and you didn't answer the phone. All right, go ahead so we can get this thing started.
All right, first and foremost, we want to thank God for setting this atmosphere flowing through us, making us be able to drop these jewels to you all, waking us up, continue, let us bless everybody, and praise God. Thank y'all for tuning in. Hope everything be enlightful. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Okay, so this week I wrote some key stuff down that was said by everybody. So the first question of the week on Monday, are your children allowed to ask why? So 99% of you guys said yes, 1% of you guys said no. Something that really stuck out to me, Megan said, it's a way to hold your kids accountable. A lot of times we grow up and we have no, what word do I want to use? I don't know what word I want to use, but basically we get out in the world and nobody has held us accountable. So then we go out there and we're just doing all type of stuff. And then that's how we get involved with the law and this and all of that because nobody held us accountable when we were younger. Asking, oh, okay. So then the next day it was asking why at the wrong time, instilling beliefs. And so, oh, that's still the same question. I'm sorry, y'all. Asking why at the wrong time. And asking why can instill beliefs for a lifetime. So, my Uncle Paul Gresham said that. Sometimes asking why can be at the wrong time. So, like when you telling your kids, go sit down, didn't I tell you to sit down? And then it's like, well, why? That is the wrong time to ask why. I don't have to tell you why you need to go sit down. Or should I tell you why? And then instilling beliefs for a lifetime. So, when you ask me why, say you got a group of friends and I'm like, hey, I don't think you should hang with blah, blah, blah. And your question is why? And I'm letting you know this is what's going to happen. these people are probably really aren't your friends, and if they're going this way and you decide to join them, this is probably what will happen with your life. So yes, it's okay for me to tell you why, so that I can instill these different beliefs in you. What you got? You got something to? I'm trying to get my speech together. I don't know what's going on. It's hot in here. Go
Yes,
ahead.
I want to add on. I feel like the child, when they ask why, it has to come from a positive space. It can't be the attitude why, as in like you say, go
Coming
clean.
off disrespectful.
Yeah, go clean your room, and they say, but why? Or they really might say, why? As in, we had already did it yesterday. Why are we cleaning it up? So I think it's all about the space they're in when they actually saying it. It's the delivery also, because if we already mad, then it's like, hey, I told you already, go clean that room. And if they say, why? Like that, now we already came aggressive at them. So in returns, even if they're not trying to be aggressive, that's how we're going to take it from even asking a question. So
Grace, stop calling me.
I look at it as it's delivery on. I mean, it's all about the placing, and I don't really have a problem with the kids asking a question as long as they really. I mean, as long as they actually really genuine and it's coming from a non-disrespectful place.
Okay, so the next question was, how involved are you in your kids' business? So are you checking Instagram, Facebook? Do you want to know who they hanging with? Can they spending at other people's houses? Who do you know who all their friends are? Do you know mama's numbers? Do you know what's going on? So everybody said they were very involved in their kids' business. So Tierra said every morning she prays for her kids. Erica says a lot of parents nowadays aren't investing. And I wanted to just expand on that. So I am a teacher. So I deal with other people's kids all day long. And I've been working in education or some form of youth development for like, let me see, for like 9 to 10 years. So I've encountered all kids all over the rainbow. And the one common thing is a lot of these parents aren't invested in their children anymore. They're sending them to school, and then they get mad when you try to say, okay, Johnny can't read. And then their first thing, well, what you doing in there? Why they can't read? You the teacher, you should have taught them how to read. Okay, I only have them for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. I also have 30 other kids in the classroom. At what point do you take responsibility for the child that you gave birth to? And it's a thing where you don't even have to, it's not always a lot. We coming from two totally different dynamics now. Like back in the day, you might have went home and somebody was at the house. Now they going home by themselves. So even if you working 2 jobs, even if you coming in there, you need to get a routine in place. Put that homework on the table. I'll check it when I get off. Something has to be done. These kids have to be held accountable. Like for instance, I was a latchkey kid. Me and my sister and my cousin, we were all latchkey kids. And we would go home. We turned the stove on. We cooked. We did everything. We never had a fear that we was going to burn anything up, and we never did. But we were also held accountable for our actions. We knew not to go outside at all until an adult came to the house. Don't answer the phone. Don't do this. Don't do that. We knew what not to do. We also knew what to do. You better do your homework, because if I come in the house and it ain't done, oh, you're in trouble. And now we got a bunch of kids raising kids. And that nobody taught them how they weren't finished being raised themselves. So they don't, it's hard to give something to somebody if you don't have it in the first place, if it was never instilled in you. And we kind of went through that with our first child because we were 19, and we weren't finished being raised. Like we hadn't experienced life yet, and we already had another life that we were responsible for. So we're going to get into how you can start investing in your children. Sterling said, when are your kids too old for you to get out their business? So I'm going to tell you this. As long as they live in your house, it's your business. But the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go, and they will never depart from it. So at some point, you got to instill stuff in them and expect them to come back to whatever you taught them. And you have to let them go, because at some point they do have to be an adult, and we're going to get into that. Like, how do you train them to be an adult and be able to be independent? You want to say something?
I mean, I'm gonna build on it once we get to the part when we break stuff down. But yeah, I agree with everything she said. A lot of times, I'm just gonna talk on the teacher aspect. Yes, the parents do have to be more involved, and you can't just land everything on the teachers. So I'm gonna build on it. We're just getting through these questions. I was actually doing it all this week from Monday on. I was doing a question of the day to build dialogue. So,
but if you missed it, I'm saying all of them. Do you think the way you were raised affected your lifestyle of parenting? We had 97% say yes, 1% say no, and 2% say maybe. So Eric said that it could block your ability to be open to new parenting methods, and I agree. So if you just be like, I'm gonna do exactly what my mama did because I came out good and I went to school and I did this. Every child is different. Like, our parenting styles for both our children are, sometimes they're totally different because our kids are totally different. So we have to watch what works for one might not work for the other one. Like the oldest one, when he was younger, if you raised your voice, he was gonna start crying and never want to do whatever he did again. The youngest one, yeah, you basically had to beat his behind because he just was like, I don't care what you talk about. And he wouldn't say I don't care, but he was very stubborn. I don't know where he got that from, but he was real stubborn. And yeah, we just had to beat the stubborn out of him, like, but he ain't stubborn no more. So Courtney said decisions we made were formed by the environment we came from, negative or positive. I do believe that. Depending, I had this, and I'm gonna do that in transparency, Bobby. Parents said, what you know is what you do. So whatever your parents taught you to do, that's what you're going to do. And whatever your parents didn't teach you to do, you might not be able to do it. Portia said, your upbringing can motivate you to make better choices. And she said something about generational curses, and we're going to go into that. Because a lot of people say stuff is a generational curse, and it's not. It's a habit that you picked up from somebody else, and you just continue to do it. That's not a curse. That's something that you can break. And you can break curses too, but that's not a curse. That's something you have to figure out and try to, but we're going to get into the differences. On the last day, on Thursday, we said, parents, is it ever okay to argue or disagree in front of your children? Everybody said no. It is not okay.
No,
they said no, it's not okay to argue, but yes, it is okay to disagree.
No,
I think we
only had one person that said something different.
So, yeah, well, Tanisha said it's cool, but it happens. So, and I wanted to like expand on that. So, stuff does happen, but at what point do we say, "Hey, I'm gonna make a conscious effort not to do that"? So, let's get into this. Ava had a really long thing, but she talked about people are becoming parents before they are mentally strong enough, before they have dissected who they are, and before they have acknowledged and accepted their own childhood. So let's get into this. Let's deep dive into this. Let's get real.
So we in transparency, correct?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, it's time to build. Let's get it.
So after we've done all that, said all that, and we're going to take questions and all of that. So, my sinuses are horrible. Okay, so one of the things we talked about was, we're going to start off with day one. Do you think the way you were raised affected your lifestyle of parenting? Yes. So, with me, my parents were pretty young, so they were kids raising kids. But when I moved into my blended family, when we were younger, it was like we got to do whatever we want. Like I said, we went home, turned on the stove, did this, did that, and all this, that, and the third. Because her mom let her be free. And it was certain, she had a limit to what she could do, but as far as cooking and doing that, you could turn on the stove, you could open the refrigerator, you could do whatever. Whereas my other side of my family, they didn't do that. So it was don't, you gonna burn yourself. Don't do this. Don't do that. No, y'all need to come in the house because y'all girls. But it was the environment, because somebody said something about the environment. My dad grew up on the south side of Chicago. My mama grew up in a small town in Madison, Illinois. So at the end of the day, they was coming from two totally different places. You talking about shoot 'em, kill 'em, bang, bang over here. And you talking about over here, you know everybody in the whole town because there's only about 100 of y'all that live there. So it became a thing of where they start butting heads because it was like, well, why we used to do all this stuff? We could go outside. We didn't have to come into the street lights came on and we could walk up and down the street to the point where it was like, stay in front of the house. So I truly do believe your surroundings and all of that, that does determine how you're going to raise your own children. So when me and my husband first got married, I had this thing where I would yell, scream, da-da-da-da-da. And he was like, you do that because that's what they did in your house. And I never thought about that. There is, and now I have anxiety when I go over my parents' house. And if they're screaming, I would be like, I gotta go home. I gotta go home. And I will leave. And the last time, this was about a few years ago, I told my dad, because he said, girl, why did you leave? I said, because when you scream, I get like these shakes and it does something to me. And I didn't, as a kid, it didn't bother me. I guess I was just like, ain't nobody worried about what you saying. But when I got older, it really gave me these jitters. Go ahead.
I really feel a part of that is once you're around the thing and you don't know nothing different,
yeah,
you get comfortable.
Yeah.
It's everyday life.
Yeah.
But then once you start experiencing something different,
yeah,
you start looking around or going to other friends' house, you start looking and like, hold on.
Exactly. I don't know.
They not yelling over here like that. So then when you get taken out of that environment and come back, it ruffles you up because you're like, man, I was dealing with this the whole time and didn't even understand.
And didn't even know what's wrong with it.
Exactly.
And then because like I had got to this point when I got older. So my sister's name is Alex. And anybody that don't know that. And all my family call me Lacey. So they would be like, Lacey and Alex, get up, Lacey and Alex, to the point where when people would say Lacey and Alex, I would like want to choke them. Because I had been in that environment so long, I associated Lacey and Alex with something negative. Because it was Lacey and Alex, get up and clean up. Lacey and Alex, there's stuff on the floor. Lacey and Alex, and I'm like, we're not one person. And that also shaped me in a positive way too. Because my parents was always, Lacey and Alex, I made sure that my kids have their own identity. Like to the point where I don't even let the other one wear the other one's heavy down. Because they don't even have the same style. So if you don't want to wear what your brother had, it's fine.
That came with growth. Initially, she used to dress them alike.
They were three.
Oh no, she used to dress them alike. And it got to the point where Cam was like, all right, hey, I'm tired of this. I don't need to have the same outfit my little brother have on. And yeah, they was young, but it still had got to a point.
They were babies.
No, it still had got to a point when Cam started recognizing it. He was like, no, I'm my own person. And then now it's to the point, yeah, Cam is Caden's big brother, but he still don't want to do exactly everything that he wants to do. Exactly. So it comes to a point where you want your own identity. It's not even, y'all gonna be brothers and sisters for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So it's all about having twin babies. It's all about having your own identity. But keep on.
Okay, so we're gonna move on. And then the next one said, did you want to talk about okay.
Coming up?
Yeah. Oh, I skipped the question. Okay. So it said, let's go back to, are your children allowed to ask why? So, me coming up, my mama let me ask her whatever. Because at the end of the day, if she wasn't going to let you do something, it was fine. And that gave me a sense of protection. Because a lot of the times, kids they don't talk about getting bullied. They don't talk about people doing stuff to them that they shouldn't, adults. They don't talk about, they hold stuff in. And different stuff happens because they're holding all that stuff in. But I felt comfortable enough to say something because my mom didn't make this wall where it was like, okay, you better not ask me why. But because I was able to ask why, I felt comfortable saying anything. So if it would have been one of them days where somebody would tell me, hey, I'm finna take all your money, you better not say nothing. Oh no, I'm going to tell my mom. I'm going to go tell her because I'm not afraid of you. And that was because of the relationship and the fact that I was able to ask why. That it was always an open floor, or as they say in the business, an open door policy. Go ahead.
I agree with definitely having a clear line of communication with your parents. Just off the simple fact of if you start early and you make it a habit, your children won't stray off and learn from people that might be
That don't mean them no good.
Yeah, they might be misguided. So to the point where if you teach them early, once they actually step out, they can, once they hear that misguided information, they can look at them like, nah,
that ain't right, buddy.
Yeah, that's not sounding right. And that's all it's about. You instill it in your children, so when they actually step out, they're able to have that discernment, like, nah, that's not it. Or even if they still confused, they can come to us and say, hey, is this how this is supposed to go? A lot of times we get stuck into that whole parent mode where it's don't say nothing to me. Or
you afraid, you afraid that the line between being a friend and communicating them is gonna cross. Exactly. And it's a difference from raising your children and being your child's friend. Now, all of it's about relationship. And you care about your child's well-being. That's why you let them ask why. That's why you have this open door policy, because you care about their well-being. And you have to think about, okay, because I know almost everybody, if not everybody, they had that question, where babies come from? And then your friends tell you all this off-the-wall stuff. And you be like, hold on, dude, I don't. And then they getting all this mixed information. Then you think you're going to get a baby because you're kissing and all this stuff. And that don't got nothing to do with how you get a baby. But because nobody told us, hey, or you didn't go to ask your parent what it was, you didn't know, so you believe in all this foolishness. And it can really go bad in other situations with gangs and all of that stuff, because that's what gangs originated from. Like, it was mainly a brotherhood. But this stuff they doing now, that ain't even that. Like, they don't even know what they doing. So the next one is, how involved are you in your kids' business? So please hear what the question is.
What's the question again?
How involved are you in your kids' business? So me and my husband, we like the cool parents on the block because we the youngest parents. So everybody want to be over the Thompsons' house. Everybody want to go everywhere with the Thompsons. Well, my son seemed to not understand. If everybody trying to be cool like you, why you trying to be like them? So mama got to get involved. I'm checking phones. We took my son's phone because we just felt like he wasn't mature enough to have it anymore. And I'm calling people's parents. I am that parent that will tell on you. I am going to call your mama and tell her what you did. Now, if they receive it, that's on them. And I had to call a parent because that parent's child was way out of line on Instagram. And that parent didn't have the response that I would have had, but it's fine with me. I just need you to know that this ain't that on this side of town. And so that's where that thing came from. How involved are you really? And it doesn't even necessarily have to be their business concerning social media and all that. But as far as what's going on at school, when they get in that car, you asking them, how was your day? Because you just know, I'm telling y'all, the struggle that they have at school is a whole nother monster. You think because you go to work every day, them same people, just like you got the one person at work, you be like, ooh, please don't let them come my way. They got kids at school, I don't care how popular they are. It's that one kid that always be trying to try them. So you might want to ask, because you just never know. They might have a bad day that day. They might have got it that phone. I remember when I was 5 and my mom asked me how my day was, and I bust out crying because I had got the first F in my life, and it wasn't right for me. But it's stuff like that, and it can turn into something very tragic. But we can start, if we just nip it in the bud and just say, hey, you can see Cam. Oh, girl, I was.
Hey, I want to build on that. I think the main thing is actually just basically moving yourself out the way as a parent and taking that time to check on your children.
Yeah.
A lot of parents get so busy in their lives that they don't take the time to actually check on their kids. It's the simplest things. Like you picking
When
them
they
up.
in there and
You picking
when
them
they
up.
in the room by themselves on Instagrams, you better look at that
Yeah.
that history and see what they was looking at.
It's the simplest thing. It's basically just saying, how's your day going? How
Yep.
was school? What you looking at, man? You ask them questions, open-ended questions. Hey, what you got going on? You dating? You like somebody? It's the simplest questions, man. And a lot of times it's gonna make them uncomfortable because they're like, oh, am I gonna get in trouble or what? That goes back to that question before, the communication. Make it to the point where they're so comfortable that they're able to talk to you. That's it. I mean, you basically have to literally take time, move yourself out the way, and ask your kids what's going on with in their lives. I'm not even gonna touch on this subject long, but prime example, the Kanika situation. The mother said she thought she was bowling. She was out bowling with some friends. See what I'm saying? It's the little communication. I'm not gonna say all kids are gonna be perfect because we wasn't. We didn't tell our parents everything. We wanted to be deceiving and do our own thing.
But in a way, though, even though we would do so, it was a limit. I know it was a limit with me, like because I knew what my parents had instilled in me. I had this like the spirit of discernment. Like it was like my friends, and I was always that friend. They'd be like, "We finna do ABCD." I'd be like, "I ain't finna do ABCD. You can go do ABCD, but I don't. I don't think that's gonna work for me." So you at some point you got to teach your kids to be leaders. Some of them are natural born leaders, but you got to teach them to be a leader. Everything ain't for everybody. Like a lot of them, they say birds of a feather flock together. And you, when you younger, you be like, that ain't true. That ain't true. Until you get around those same people that were your friends when you were in high school, and you be like, dang, what's such and such at? I ain't talked to them in about 15 years because birds of a feather flock together. When you ain't doing that nonsense no more, you fly south, and they still be right there in the snow. So, like that, at some point in your life, that saying does become true.
Truthfully, and I agree with that. Truthfully, I really feel a lot of people criticize this. They say, well, the only reason you go to church is because your parents made you go to church when you was little.
But what about when you become an adult?
Hold on. Even at the beginning, even if that's the case initially, it's something about the truth. A lot of times when we was kids, we was literally just going to church just to go because we was made to go.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah, we'd be sleep up in there the whole night. We go to Bible, the little children Bible school.
And don't start talking because you gonna get pinched.
Yeah, we you know what I'm saying? We went through it. We was like, we was extra tired in church. Church over, we got the energy.
Yeah.
Now the thing about it is, even though we was being made to go, that truth stays with you.
Exactly. Train up a child.
So you basically, like your child, literally have that moral sense where it's like, nah, this is not right. Like it's really something about having that relationship with God early.
That is funny.
Having that relationship with God early, to the point where when your child even try to stray away, that root come back to the point where it's like, all right, hold on, this is not what I'm supposed to do. Even if they do it, they still have that conscience inside where it's like, nah, no, I don't supposed to do this. And as a parent, if you really in it for real, you're going to actually be able to see your kids and know when they're doing something bogus or know when they have done something bogus to the point where you like, you was doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing. It's about having that spirit of discernment, raising your child up early. Even when they grown, they'll be able to have that, you know what I'm saying, that God sense where it's like, no, I don't supposed to be doing this.
I'm sorry, y'all. Something had happened with my phone. I don't know why I just did that and cut off the live. I don't know.
You back live though, baby. Yeah. You back live, baby.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely instilling stuff in your children so that they can take it on with them when they get older, and then that travels on to them. That travels on to the next generation and the next generation. The next one says, do you think the way you were raised affected your lifestyle of parenting? So guess the way I was raised affected my lifestyle of parenting. And that's where we go to, is it a generational curse or is it a habit? So this is an example of what a generational curse is. Okay, so say that your grandma had you young, your mama had you young, then you had kids young. that is a generational curse that started somewhere back in the generation. Say that you don't know how to clean up, or you don't know, just basically a habit. That is not a generational curse. That's something that you just, nobody taught you that. So it doesn't, but a generational curse is basically something that can be passed on from generation to generation that's almost has been embedded in your spirit or your soul.
What is the example of that? I'm curious.
I just told you. So like when you have people having kids young, that's a generational curse. Alcoholism can be a generational curse. All of that type of stuff is a generational curse.
Maybe I need you to elaborate a little bit more on that.
What you mean?
Because that's just basically you being sexually active.
No, no. So what it is it was embedded in. Okay, so it's this thing called soul ties. So when you have sex with somebody, you create this soul tie. Okay. And a lot of their baggage, you know how they say, talk about the bag lady, that baggage that they had is now with them. Then they have sex with somebody else, and now you have gained their baggage. Now, so when you pass through the birth canal, that's when the curse began. Those curses have to be broken through prayer.
So you're saying that they basically, once that child was born, and they actually already had the connection of that lust from their parents.
Exactly.
Okay, I get you. I had to put it together.
So like my mom was 17 going on 18 when she had me. Then I had my kids early. Then Alex had her kids early. And Aaliyah had her baby early. So it's a thing where it just kept going until you start praying and being like, no, I break this curse.
I guess I can agree with that.
Like drinking, all of that. Now, people be talking about like diabetes and stuff is generational curse. No, that's because your mama fried chicken, she taught you how to fry chicken, and now you fry chicken, and now that's what happened. That's not a generational curse. But so y'all get what I'm saying. So the environment you came from, the decisions we make were formed by the environment we came from, whether they be negative or positive. That is definitely true, and it's very sad.
You're talking about the environment.
Yeah, it's very sad because somebody else said what you disagree about, cuz. Go ahead, share.
We gotta go back to Rob.
You type it and I'm gonna keep talking. What was I gonna say? The decisions we make were formed by the environment we come from, whether negative or positive. And that's sad because a lot of that is what's going on. So, like, because we don't know anything better, we teach our kids those exact same things. So, like, for instance, it's a lot of people will say, well, why are you still in the hood? But who taught them how to get out of the hood? Who taught them, hey, there is a such thing as college? Who taught them about financial aid and scholarships and how to make it out? But because they don't know anything else, that's where they tend to stay. And then the generations just continue and continue and continue and continue.
I think that goes back to what we were saying earlier, as in the person being comfortable with their environment. It's not even so much like it's almost like a mental thing, because if you don't never step out of your comfort zone, how are you supposed to know what's on the other side? So it's basically to the point where it's like, man, I just want to stay. I'm just going to use it as an example. A lot of people say, man, I'm just going to stay in the G forever. I'm just staying and that's because that's where they comfortable at. They in the environment where they've been there for so long, stepping out.
And then you look upon negatively. If somebody says, if you say, like for instance, you'd be like, okay, I'm moving to Munster. And then it's like, well, why you need to go there? What's wrong with it? Ain't nothing wrong with these schools. Ain't nothing wrong with. But why does it have to be something negative because you want to give your kids something better? Like, what's wrong with that? Why is that a problem?
Because in their mind, they have heaven already. It's not nothing better other than what they're doing. That's what I said. It goes off. It's all about perception. It's really the people that want to move to Munster. 9 times out of 10, it's because they went to Munster and had an experience and seen how it was. A lot of people that's in Gary stay in Gary. They might go to Chicago, they might go to Nap, they might step out of little places, but going to Maryville is, I'm not going over there. Them police, so and so. And there's some truth to it. But and sometimes, again, as a parent, you have to move yourself out the way and say, I want to be in a positive environment, not just for me, but for my kids, so they can actually see it and be around other kids and have some type of diversity. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Move yourself out the way.
Exactly. What's best for your child? So, basically, the number one thing, pray with your kids. Pray with your kids, pray for your kids. Because you just don't know the type of stuff they battling with. And you might think, hey, because I know people used to tell me all the time, what you got to be worried about? You a kid. But you don't know what's going through their mind. You don't know what happened while they were at school. And that's what you need to pray for them and pray with them.
I got an example with that. It was, I want to say the last year or the year before. I'm not going to say the child name, but one of Cam's friends, a lot of people was, you know how the kids these days, we used to call it roasting and jiving. These kids call it baking. So kids was actually baking, and everybody take the jokes, they laugh it off, they joke back, they laugh it, and it keeps on going. But not knowing that a lot of these kids have insecurities. So, you know what I'm saying? This child that I'm talking about was getting baked, and to the point where he was laughing, oh, you gotta be quiet. But he really had an issue about it. And then later on, he tells some of the friends that he was thinking about committing suicide. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? See how serious it is? And all this ties into one. That goes back to nobody actually asking him how he really feels about these bake sessions.
Yeah.
A lot of times we do the whole roasting and jiving thing, and we take it and we got the tough skin.
But it only takes one seed. It only takes one seed, and the moment somebody planted it, it grows. And what I mean by that is, you could be a small child, and somebody tell you ugly. It takes that one time for somebody to tell you ugly, and for the rest of your life, you looking around like, maybe I am ugly, and you start finding stuff about yourself to justify what they said. And when all actuality, somebody else needs to be standing in the gap saying, hey, you beautiful, you this, you that.
That's the parents.
Exactly.
That's what I said. It's the parents. The parents literally have to build up the kids early to the point where if somebody from the outside can't say nothing that they haven't even heard before, never heard before, the parent has to say it. My kids, if I brought them in here right now, they'd tell you from a little, like when they was little, I'm telling them, hey, y'all know y'all genius, right? Y'all know y'all smart, right? Like, it's to the point now. It's to the point now you can't tell them nothing different.
And what you're doing when you do that, you speaking stuff over them. And you gotta watch what you let people say about your children when they walk around talking about, girl, your child bad. My child ain't bad. He just ain't learned that part yet. But I'm gonna teach him. But don't call my child bad, because they prophesying stuff over your kids, and you not even knowing you letting them. Like that ain't how that works. You, whatever people saying about your kids, you gotta counteract whatever they saying. Like, you can't let people just say anything about it. If they ain't got nothing positive to say about your child, it ain't funny, because a lot of people, they'll sit up there and they be like, hey, girl, you crazy. No, I'm not crazy, and you not finna sit up here and just say anything about my child.
I agree with that. And then we gonna do an episode about it. But that goes back to language stuff. A lot of times we say things like, one time I was in church and they was like, man, he killed him dead. You know what I'm saying? Or people.
But if somebody killed you, you are dead. Like, that didn't even make sense.
Or people say,
the sky is the limit. And that ain't even what it says. The sky is not the limit.
Hey, hold on. Well, people be like, man, you killing me, dog. Like, it's that little type of stuff right there.
That you confess.
You confessing and you not even realizing, because it became a habit that everybody just says, not realizing what they releasing out their mouth.
Yeah.
So you have
to go the same way with your children.
Yeah, you have to speak life to your kids. This is point blank. You have to speak life to your kids.
Consciously. Like, you got to make a conscious effort to be like, hey, you get up in the morning, you know what? You the most handsome dude I've seen. Mm-hmm. And I ain't just saying that because you my child, you know. Like, and for real, you are so smart. You are 10 times smarter than the children of this world.
Exactly.
They're my son's teacher, and when he was 3 years old, used to say that to them kids every single morning. And every child that has left her classroom has been in honors. Every child. Every day she used to tell them kids that you are 10 times smarter than the children of this world.
Let me build on that bad kid thing. A lot of these kids are not bad. A lot of the times these kids are active. And the reason why I say they're not bad,
they want attention.
Hold on. A lot of the times they're not, and a lot of them active. But that's because they want attention. But hold on. A lot of the times these kids are not bad because once they come around men that's actually solid, they act a whole nother type of way.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Because kids are very hold on.
It's adult. Period.
Kids are very manipulative.
Yes.
So they can feel people. They know who they can pull it with.
Yeah.
These kids are not bad. We just in a generation where that discipline is gone. Before it wasn't no strangers. I mean, you'll be out doing something crazy, and one of your parents' friends see you, and then they going to tell your people. That's what I'm saying. Like, we in a generation now where
don't you say nothing to my
everything
kid.
is dumbed down.
Yeah, and nobody, if you say something to somebody else's child, they want to fight you. Like, I ain't never seen no stuff like this. Because I had parents come up in my room and all of that, and I'd be like, Jesus, help me, because I am that teacher. Like, don't run up in my room.
But God is good.
Look.
But God is good.
But that's basically what it is. Everybody, and they say it takes a village because it really does. Like, you just have to, like, we have so many children that we come in contact with, and I'm going to just be transparent. When I was younger, I didn't want no kids. Like, I was going to be that auntie that traveled the world, had everybody else kids, and then give them back to their mama. And God had different plans. Now I'm teaching. Nobody could have ever told me I was going to be a teacher. I didn't even like, I love my brothers and sisters, anybody that was related to me. But as far as, like, other people's kids, I'd be like, oh, get your baby. Why your baby slobbing? Like, that was just me. And God had a different plan. Even Chip, like, he didn't want kids either. And the amount of kids that be at our house is ridiculous. And, like, they will just call. They'd be like, Alicia. And I'd be like, who is this? Like, what? Who is this calling me?
But
like,
I had to move myself out of the way.
Yeah.
I started actually taking the time to realize that I had a real effect over these young men.
Yeah.
To the point where they was actually listening. They listen. And and age plays a part because I'm in a space where I'm still relatable to the kids. So that's the thing. Once you actually realize that these kids are the future, you have to take yourself out the way and say, let me build it up. Because a lot of people here, we only 30, but a lot of people 30 on up, a lot of them stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
So it's to the point now we have to look past that and say, hold on, let's build for this future. Because these are kids that actually need the guidance. Yeah, we need guidance too. But that's just part of being humble. I want to answer something real fast. I know we're going to get back on track. Rob asked the question, what age is it when you could actually start talking to your kids about ego? And I really feel like that's a good question. And I feel like you have to actually, he's no longer fit of parents.
Keep talking.
Yeah, I actually feel like you need to start early and actually telling them or letting them know that God is first. That right there is actually would bring the balance in their life. Because if they don't have no understanding about God, then they automatically gonna feel like they're gonna automatically feel like they're doing everything out of flesh, like it's them that's doing it.
Yeah.
Instead of being humble. So have that conversation early, make that foundation
and they gotta
solid.
They gotta see you do it. Like my kids, I was very involved and still am in what I do with children. So they were going to my other job with me. They were seeing me give stuff to kids. They were seeing me, and that's like, we tell our kids, look, they give their stuff away. Like, it ain't no, we finna get on and sell it. They give it to other people. And that creates a humbling thing too. Like, cause there's kids out here that don't got the same stuff you got. Like, and that goes to that. Don't quit. A lot of people, you work all these jobs to do all of this to make sure your kids got J's and got this and got that. I'm gonna tell you what, if you build their confidence, they can put on some buddies, and all them kids around them gonna think the buddy's cool.
It's all about confidence.
Cause like I told my son, I was like, I'm gonna buy you some buddies you keep on acting up in school. And basically, he looking like, well, if I put him on, everybody else gonna wear him because I'm cool. Like, so at the end of the day, he's had a humbling experience where he know we giving stuff. Like, so you gotta show them. You gotta lead by example. That's the only way. Because kids, yeah, because you would be like, clean your room, and the kids be like, well, your room ain't clean. They might not say it to you. They saying it under their breath though. Like in real life, like you have to lead by example. Like, yeah, you definitely, you have to watch what you say. So let's go to that arguing in front of your kids. So, we had that bad. Oh, we had that bad when we first got here. So, and it was mainly me, because I just felt like Chip would say something to me, and I felt like I had to get my point across right now. Like, you not finna make me be wrong. But
that's because you are very long-winded. So you have to have that last word that I need to get my point across. Plus, it goes back to what we said earlier, how we actually came up. The environments that you come up in, you're used to doing that. So in my mind, I didn't hear all that yelling, arguing back and forth. My parents argued, but they was in another room, and me and my sister we didn't really actually see it and hear that.
And I think that was kind of a pitfall too, because you have a hard time communicating.
I mean, I have a hard time communicating.
Like, you would try to be right, but you would repeat what I said, and then it's like you just justify what I said. Like,
I mean, it's all at times, it's all about being humble and actually and communicating at the right time. It's not all the time. All the time when you start having that disagreement, it's not the right time to actually talk about it. Sometimes you need to take a breath, separate, and then come back to it. That's the real key of it all.
So when it pertains to our kids, what was happening was, I'll say one thing, he'll say something else. And I would get mad because don't discredit what I said so you can say what you say because you did. We ain't doing that. Like, if we don't agree, then we going to come back to it and say, hey, whatever. But it became a thing where, and then I'd be like, well, what you say don't matter. And so it would become this thing where it would be like playing two sides against the middle because we weren't on one accord. So we decided, we made a conscious effort. I don't even know when the last time we argued in front of our kids. It's been a minute. Like, I don't even remember because we made a conscious effort to not do it. Because I think the last time our oldest son, he was in the back and he started crying. And he was like 7. He was a big kid. He wasn't no baby. He started crying. I was like, what is wrong with you? He was like, y'all keep screaming. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to say it.
Because it really
I'm not going to scream anymore.
Because it really affects the kids.
It does.
Like, we looking at it on the surface where we just trying to get back at each other.
Yeah.
To them, it's like, these are two people that we love. We don't want to hear them yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And then they're in a position where they have to actually witness it.
Yeah.
So it really affects them emotionally.
Yeah.
And then if you don't correct it, they'll grow up with all type of anger issues.
Yeah.
Because now they have personal issues that they didn't deal with as a child.
Yeah, I think that's why I wasn't a hugger.
And that could be. It's the affection. All this plays a part on how you actually was raised.
And it can have a positive or a negative effect. So, like, for instance, I was the oldest, and everybody got that one kid that's the overachiever. That was me. I got straight A's, did all of that. Now, my brothers and them, some of them got straight A's, some of them, sometimes they didn't, whatever. And then some of my other siblings, sometimes they got straight A's, sometimes they didn't. So, but it became a thing where with me, they just expected it from me, so it wasn't no big to-do when I got A's, because I always get A's, so it didn't matter. So now with me, my kids are extremely smart, so I make sure that I make a big deal out of it, because it made me feel some type of way. Like, well, why ain't nobody making a big deal out of the fact that I don't care if I did, I don't have to get A's. Like, I do it because I want to, but you have to, just like you beat your child's behind when they do something bad, you need to give them that same reward when they do something good. Because otherwise, what are they striving for? And a lot of people be like, no, you ain't got to do that because they doing what they supposed to do. Yeah. Who said that was what they were supposed to do?
But that's human nature. We automatically get comfortable when a person does a thing all the time.
Yeah.
It becomes, now it's not, you don't have that same congratulations again. Like, you don't have that same congrats, man, like the first time they did it. Because it's like, oh, it's repetition. So now it's like, man, you just keep on doing it. you doing it over and over and over again. Now, a lot of times, parents just be like, "Good job, keep it going."
Yeah.
And now the child is like, "Man,
But I worked so hard. You don't know how much they did.
They need that attention.
They worked really hard for that. And if you gonna give them that attention when they do negative stuff, you need to give them that same attention when they do something positive. Because if you feed the positive will outweigh the negative. But if you feed the negative and all they know is they're gonna get that attention, whether it's a butt whooping or not, they know they're gonna get attention when they do something negative, then they're gonna try to lean towards the side of doing something negative.
It's all about the attention. And as a parent, you have to give your child that attention.
So number one, because we're going to wrap this up and let y'all do questions. Be an example. Number two, foster connections. That means build on conversation. Ask your kids how they doing every day. Know who your friends, know who your kids' friends are. Know who their parents are. Because my kids, that when they ask to go over somebody's house, if I don't know their mama, they know not to even come ask me. Because we ain't got nothing to talk about. If I don't know those people's family dynamic, because it's stuff we do over here that we don't do over here that you might do over there, then my kids don't need to be exposed to. So foster those connections with your children. Praise the right stuff. Praise the fact that they're getting A's. Praise the fact that maybe they've been having a bad day all week and the teacher been calling you. The teacher ain't called today. Praise that. Praise that good stuff. Praise the right stuff. And number four, don't try to make your child happy. What do I mean by that? Because it might sound mean, like, don't try to make your child happy. Stop trying to go out your way to get the latest this and the latest that. And when all your child really wants is your attention. That's all they want. They want your attention, your love, and your affection. So quit trying to go out of your way. You ain't paid the light bill because you done tried to buy some Jordans. Quit trying to go out your way to make your child happy. Because they're going to be happy with the fact that you are loving them. And that when you spoil them, that it just they don't have no sense of they begin not to have a sense of responsibility.
Yeah. Take that same energy that you will put into trying to make them happy and actually good enough there to the self-esteem. Because like we said earlier,
I'm gonna build on that right there, cause
it's all about actually letting them know that you can be the greatest you with anything on. Your clothes don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter what friends you're around. It don't matter how good you are in sports. None of that. It's about you and how are you as a person.
And I know y'all all had that one friend in high school, and you'll be like, girl, how all the boys like her? And she might not have the longest hair. She might not have been the most nice looking, but everybody wanted to be her boyfriend or her friend. But it was the confidence that they had. Confidence, that confidence that had you being like, look, you know what? Hey, look,
it's
like in real life.
I'm gonna build on that real fast, and it's real simple. It's two different things: being cute and being sexy. It's two different things. It's a confidence thing.
Yeah.
You don't even got to be the cutest looking person, but you can be sexy though.
Because you know how you get your hair done at first, you got a whole lot of confidence. Like you be like, girl, you know, you tend to swing your hair and do all type of stuff.
And the men do it with the haircut.
Because I know my husband, he sure come up in here like, you see me, yeah, I see you. But look, so it's definitely a confidence thing. You got to instill that confidence in them when they're younger. Like when the moment they come out of the womb, you need to instill that confidence in them. You are beautiful. Because then it becomes a thing where other people telling them other things, and it can go totally left. It really can. Because I know, like, when I was younger, it was the thing where, like, I always had long hair. And, but when I was in school, the girls would make fun of me. Like, one of the kids called me Millie and Vanilli. Like, it was just all type of stuff they would say to me about my hair. And wasn't nothing wrong with my hair. But they made me believe something was wrong with my hair to the point I was using, everybody know that black gel. What's that black gel called? That pro style gel. To the point where I started putting that pro style gel in my hair breaking off, all type of stuff. Because somebody made me believe that my hair wasn't pretty because they, for whatever reason, they thought it was ugly and I looked like Milli Vanilli. Then people was calling me what was oh my God, the girl was Tina Turner. Because I've always been athletic. And because I got muscles, they was calling. So then I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't run track. Maybe I shouldn't play basketball because they keep talking about me.
But all of them are tests to actually build up your character. It's actually see where you at. Are you actually strong or you not? Because all that, if you actually a confident person and have a self-esteem,
well, I guess I wasn't that confident because honestly,
it was all test though.
Yeah, honestly, when I got with my husband, this man just was like, y'all, that stuff he do on Facebook is real life. Like, he don't be playing when he be, oh, my beautiful. Because he used to say it, and I'd be like, boy, shut up. Because so many people have said so many crazy things that I was just like, I don't know. Why you calling me beautiful? Like, what do you mean? I'm cute, but I don't know about beautiful.
Let me talk to the fellas real fast. It's all about building up your queen.
Yeah, you said it so much that I believe it because I am beautiful.
It's to the point. It's to the point where you have to do that, fellas. And I had said this. I had said this on another post. If you don't give your queen that attention, you best believe it's somebody at their job, somebody at their gas station.
And that's the same thing with your kids.
Yeah, somebody somewhere that's gonna feed your queen's mind. They're gonna feed her mind to the point.
Even if they just walk and be like, girl, you have on some nice shoes.
Anything to get your ear. That's what men think. Anything I can say to get your ear.
I've had people ask me about, would you like me to pump your gas? No, you got that big old truck. My husband bought it. How about that? Like, we're going to shut this down right now. I don't know. We're not doing that. But it's the same thing with your children, though. If you're not going to feed it to them, somebody else will.
That's fact.
I think
let's answer these questions, though. Let's get to these questions, though.
Should you discuss
finances like bills and mortgage with your children when they get a little older, like around 12, 13, importance of money and credit? Hold on.
That's the thing with African American households. A lot of people don't say nothing about the credit. Now I know, like, not my parents, but people be putting stuff in their kids' name, and they stuff already be messed up before they even get credit.
Think about it. For you to talk about a thing, you have to know about it.
Yep. Like, but you can research it. Don't just think you got to stay in this box. Nobody talks.
Time out. You have to have. A lot of times we do research because somebody put us on their research. A lot of times
that's what this is for.
Exactly, and that's why the whole reason you have to know a thing to actually teach it to somebody.
Get out of here and go to this.
So that's the main thing.
Okay, y'all.
Hold on. Tell me.
It's 8:29. We have to take Cameron to DJ birthday party.
We're gonna take them. Somebody needs to hit it.
Okay. Go past the part.
You got to know to be a hypocrite. That's as real as you get. If you don't know a certain thing to teach a person, then how are you supposed to do it? Like, how are they supposed to learn? But to answer your question, if your child is 12 or 13 or 11 to 10, and they're at that the maturity mentally, then they'll be able to grasp it. It's all about where your child is at that moment.
I don't know. You got to take them to that place though. Because this is one of the biggest things. You can't coddle your child because if you don't think about nothing else, think about the fact that you're raising them to create their own family. So the whole point of this podcast is what legacy are you instilling in them for them to take on to their family, like for generations and generations to come. At the end of the day, because I used to do that. I want stuff a certain way, so I clean their room. Oh, we cut all that out because then I thought about it. I'm like, look. Ain't nobody gonna want my kids and they can't even clean up a room. Like, who gonna want to marry them? They gonna marry them for they look and then be miserable because they gonna be like, I gotta do everything by myself. Because my husband don't know how to do nothing. So at the end of the day, you have to start instilling them responsibilities in them at a young age, like at a real young age. So do we have any questions? Because we always running, y'all. We so sorry. We like, our kids got a birthday party that last. I just answered that for her. It's soon, like,
yes.
The moment they can pick up stuff.
And you can give your child, money when they get good grades. I do it. I'm a firm believer in it. Feed them. Whatever it's going to do to keep them, and my children stay on the honor roll every year.
Yeah. Because they got that hustle on good. They even gonna hustle everybody else. So like, Grandma, I got such and such. Well, mommy, I did this. They're two different people.
Who builds them up when their dads are absent in their life? I would have to actually I would have to know the family structure. Do they have uncles around? Do they have male cousins?
Well, I'm gonna say this because my husband can't really speak from that because he's always had his father. His parents were married before he was even born. Um, they're going to gravitate to somebody. So you need to figure out who it is and what they're doing. So um, my grandfather, my bonus dad, my stepdad, my uncle, all of them played a major part in bringing me up. Like my uncle Larry, he that's why I got the work ethic that I have today. This man had us in there working. We was like 70. He was paying us $5, and we was working for like 5 hours. So that was actually like child slavery. But to this day, I will hustle because of what he instilled in me. And he also taught me that because I'm a girl, it ain't no limit to what I can do because I'm a girl. Like, because I wanted to play football. And he was like, if you want to go play football, go play football. Can't nobody tell you you can't play football because you're a girl. So, but like for instance, a lot of the kids that are around us, some of them don't have their parents, their fathers with them. So like Chip makes a conscious effort to make sure every time they're with us, he makes an impact with them. Like at one point, and we kind of got away from it, but we're going to get back into it. Every once a month, we will make sure we had time for ourselves, but we will give them kids a day because every week they can we go home with you? Can we go home with you? And we were taking them skating, sky zone. We were just taking them wherever.
We're not even talking about like 2, 3. No, we have like 10, 12.
It's pictures on front, yeah. Like groups, like they be in, like we would have to drive 2 different cars because we be that deep. But one, I'm gonna say this and then we gonna get off here because we gotta get to this little boy birthday party. A while back, one of my son's friends called my husband because he was upset because an 18-year-old had threatened him and told him he was gonna come up to the school and beat him up. So my husband got on the phone. He said, "You know what?" And he had no problem calling. He said, "You know what? You get in the car with your mama, and I'm gonna meet y'all at the school." But that's what you need. Like, it's somebody in there. It's somebody, even if they don't have that, it's somebody in there that's filling that void. And for them girls, it's some other man that's filling the void who might not be there, might not be right. Like, it just is what it is. But it's somebody filling that void. But remember, be an example, foster the connections, praise the right stuff, and don't try to make your child happy.
And it takes 3.
So the first person that can tell me.
Yeah.
So thanks to Brittany Ursary Taylor. Taylor is her married name. She donated to It Takes 3 this weekend. We are giving away a family package because we want to promote family dynamic and we want to promote you guys chilling with your kids, hanging out with them, doing the things they like to do. So we are giving away $100 Jack's Warehouse gift card. Now, if you live out of state, we because we haven't purchased it yet. So if you answer the question and you don't live here because you might not have a Jack's Warehouse by you, then we will just send you the gift card. Now, what we want you to promise that you will spend it on your children. You must spend it on something. No, and no. You know,
don't say like Jackson. Why can't they go to Jackson together?
No.
What you mean?
Or they must take another kid, whether it be their nieces or nephews. You must make a positive impact on a child with the gift that we sent you. The first person to tell us what the title of the first episode was, and we looking at all.
We're looking at the live, so we need to see.
We looking at all 3 screens.
What was the title of the first It Takes 3 episode?
And if you get off and get back on, we can tell. Hello, Mother. Hey, Carla. We miss you.
What's up, April?
I see Jordan with that that jersey on.
Michael Baker, what it is. Gates, what's good?
Who is Michael Gates?
Mike Gates, what's good? Alex Gates.
Oh, Alex Gates' brother. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, we waiting on the answer.
Yes.
First episode, It Takes
That's 'cause they
Three.
doing research.
They really are.
They looking it up right now.
They really are. Y'all get your stuff on so we can go to this birthday party. Get your shoes, socks on because we gotta get out of here. Okay. Okay. Go get your stuff. Take that bracelet off.
Hey, what's the first episode?
First episode, It Takes Three. You get a $100 gift card to Jack's Warehouse. Let's go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gonna hold on to it to the next one. And you must, even if it's just you, if you don't have any children, it's okay. But I know you got some nieces, some nephews, somebody that you can make a positive impact on that day with the gift card. I'm too close to that. In a minute, it's gonna be the same giveaway next week. It's 8:37, and we got like 3 minutes. First episode. Somebody. Phil joined because Phil got off and probably went to go look.
I do this seriously. Hey, we appreciate you being in tune.
Please like, share, comment.
This first episode, y'all. Hey, time going down.
It is.
We're gonna do a countdown.
2 more minutes. I'm gonna do y'all like I do my plant the seed. Phil won. Felicia. Well, I almost said your middle name. So you get to take Kyson. The first episode was called Planting a Seed. You get to take Kyson too. Do you guys have a Jack's Warehouse in Indianapolis? If not, please let me know. But you must, and you have to take pictures and put them on It Takes Three. Okay, you have to take pictures and put it on It Takes Three. All right, we're gonna get out of here until next time. Starting. Go ahead. Hurry up, because we gotta go.
Next week, we'll start on Monday. We're going to do a question of the day. First, we want to thank everybody for staying in tune on It Takes Three. I want to do this real fast. I want to salute some positive brothers right now that's making power moves. When they store open up, it's called Nima Connect. Salute to my bros. Check that out.
Yes. So get involved. Make a positive impact on your kids and all other kids that come in contact with you. And we just want to say we love you all. Stay tuned. Comment on those questions. You might be featured. And next week, we're actually going to start calling people. So if you get on here, please make sure your hearings come. Okay? All right.
Pay a blessing.
Until next time, and It Takes Three.